Released last Tuesday on the Xbox 360, PS3, and the PC by PlayLogic, Fairytale Fights is one of the craziest games I've ever played. You ever heard of it? Yeah, I hadn't either, but let me tell you, this game is nuts. Basically, all hell is broken loose in Fairytale Land, and you've got to try and restore peace. But what's the best way to do that? That's right, with a hatchet and a chainsaw. Oh yeah, this is the bloodiest, happiest WTF games I've ever seen. I'd like to thank PlayLogic for providing me with a copy of this crazy-ass game to play. So, here are my thoughts on Fairytale Fights.
So here's the story. Some guy is messing up all the fairy tales. Little Red Riding Hood shows up to Granny's house, only to find that this guy's stealing all the glory. He then wakes up Snow White, and obviously she's gonna be all pissed after being asleep for so many years. Then he comes riding into town on a shiny horse, just as Beanstalk Jack is showing off his bean, and steals all his thunder too. Finally, this dude convinces the Naked Emperor to get, well, naked, and go in front of all his people, thus scaring them off. So we've got 4 fairy tale characters whose stories are all messed up, and they're going to seek revenge. The game begins with you chasing after some bandits who have stolen the porridge from the 3 bears, and really, this thing escalates pretty quickly, and off you go to save all the fairy tales. From start to finish, you're looking at roughly 8 hours of gameplay for the campaign, which consists of a ton of levels. Fairytale Fights can be played single player, but the real fun comes from the drop-in, drop-out 4-player co-op, which can all be played on a single console or over Xbox Live. You even get an option to turn on friendly fire, so you can beat the crap out of your friends either in the campaign or the multiplayer arena mode. The design of the levels are actually really cool, with a wide variety of challenges to overcome. The game is a 3D side-scroller that combines button mashing with simple platforming. You'll travel through all kinds of different fairy tales and encounter all of your favorite characters from your childhood. There are also statistics scored for basically everything that you can do, including how many times you die, what you killed and with what weapons, and how much money you earned and lost throughout your journey. Basically, in Fairytale Fights, you're going to be running around as one of the 4 primary characters, beating the crap out of anything that moves to seek revenge for the clearly terrible injustice that's been brought upon you. You'll do so with over 140 ridiculous weapons like a bird's nest, swordfish, ice cream sword, and several different kinds of guns and potions. And did I mention this game is bloody? Oh yeah, this game is so bloody, you'll find your character skating and slipping around in it. There's even an achievement for spilling 10,000 gallons of blood. The game mechanics are actually really simple, and as such, tend to get repetitive pretty quickly. So you're definitely going to want to get a bunch of buddies on one screen to play this, so you can talk smack and joke around the whole time. Throughout your journey, you'll encounter a wide variety of foes, including lumberjacks and gingerbread men, and you'll come across various traps that you'll have to get by or get mutilated. Luckily, you have unlimited lives, and you respawn right where you die a few seconds later. While you play, you'll collect money from defeated enemies and from treasure chests. This money is used to purchase a statue in town that reflects all your glory, as well as additional weapons throughout the level. As you take damage and die, you lose your money quickly, so that's really the only negative side effect to dying. At the end of most of the levels, you'll come across some serious boss fights that if you didn't have unlimited lives, I feel would be extremely challenging. Hell, this whole game would be challenging without unlimited lives, because you're gonna die a lot. Now, if you haven't noticed yet, the graphics in the game, while very beautiful, can seem a bit overwhelming at times. You might be surprised to know that this is actually running on the Unreal Engine 3. Now, because there's so many bright colors and there's so much detail, you'll sometimes find it difficult to tell what the heck's going on. Combine that with a wonky camera that likes to zoom way out at the least opportune times, and you're just going to be squinting your eyes just to keep tabs on your character. Though, this is probably by design to keep things interesting, considering you have unlimited lives. Aside from that, the artwork is fantastic, and some of the things you see your character do are hilarious. Now, there really isn't any voice acting in the game, but the soundtrack is amazing. You can tell some serious effort was put into it because it really draws you in and makes you feel like you're watching a Disney movie or something. Man, this is a weird game. Fairytale Fights will bring you back to your childhood as you adventure through some of your favorite fairy tales with a hatchet or a chainsaw, spilling gallons upon gallons of blood on everything in sight. The graphics at times can be a bit overwhelming, and the gameplay can get pretty repetitious, but if you got some buddies over and you want a decent 4-player co-op game where you beat the crap out of everything you see, you might just like this one. I'm not sure I'd pay $60 for it, but I could see this being one of those cult classic games, and I'd probably pick it up once the price drops a bit. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and register at zeitgeistgamereview.com.